I've always had a strange obsession with coffee. I'm not sure why, but I think it's the warm feeling of the hot liquid going down my throat and into my stomach. It could also be the fact that it warms me to the bone. Moving on, however. I sat at the table drinking my cup of coffee. God, I love my job, I thought to myself, with a grin on my face and a cup of coffee in my right hand. I glanced across the table. Man, if you're not gonna drink your coffee, then why'd you have me make some? He kept silent, giving me a blank look as he stared at me. I shrugged. More for me. I reached across the table and slid his mug of coffee in front of me. I took one more long sip of my own cup, finishing it off with one large gulp. I turned to the paper in front of me, sketching a few things while moving on to the cup I had taken from him. I yawned deeply into my left sleeve, pausing my writing only for that. I frowned. When I looked back up at my friend, David was his name, from what I recall. I glanced over the TV in the kitchen, listened to the anchor with breaking news. This just in. Yet another body has been found. I frowned. The body was found late last night, flowing down the little river. It had multiple lacerations and had the word fear with the number 3 replacing the letter E carved into the stomach. Police are yet to let out any further information. This has been Action News, reporting to you live. I sighed after the newscast ended, of course, looking over to David a bit tiredly. It appears they found my work, David. And it's only a matter of time until they find you. I got up and walked over to the lifeless, pale body. It had smooth lacerations, nearly searchable, along the throat area, severing the carotid arteries. I peeled his shirt off while sliding a butcher knife out of the nearby drawer. I then slid my gas mask on it. I brought the knife up upon his stomach and began to carve TH3 into his stomach. His warm body splattered along my shirt as I severed multiple veins. My glove had blood painted on them. When I stabbed the bloody butcher knife into the wooden table, letting it stick, I adjusted my mask with my glove hand and made my way out the door. I sprinted to the woods behind his house. While reaching for my cell phone, I dialed 911, having just thought of a marvelous plan. 911, which emergency? I responded with a tired voice. Yes, I'd like to report a murder. Okay, where has this murder taken place, sir? Well, where would be the fun in that? I turned around and whipped the phone towards the house. I wasn't far, so it only hit the grass in the backyard. When I turned around and ran off in the trees. The next day, I drove by the house. The cops were still examining the crime scene further for who knows what reason. They'd be looking for me now. But that's just going to add into the fun of all this. God, I love my job, I thought to myself as I drove off towards the highway to get out of this place. For now.